Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. We've got something really unique lined up for you today. We're looking at a fascinating lesson designed for 8th graders called Geometry and Grace, Mastering Transformations and Morality. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but this isn't your standard run-of-the-mill math lesson. We're exploring a curriculum that actually uses coordinate planes and algebraic rules to teach a much deeper lesson about intellect, character, and how perfectly precise movements on a graph can literally parallel the way we move through life. Okay, let's dive into this. The entire foundation for this curriculum is rooted in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. Let the wise hear and increase in learning. The lesson uses this to frame wisdom, not just as being smart, but as having a true openness to learning, whether we're talking about a complex math formula or a vital lesson in character.
So here's how we're going to build our understanding today. First, we'll look at wisdom and precise words. Second, we'll do a quick geometry vocabulary review. Third, we'll tackle a transformation practice set. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with geometry, grace, and morality.
All right, kicking things off with section 1, wisdom and precise words. Because, believe it or not, math vocabulary isn't just a chore. It's the language of precision that helps us communicate clearly. Moving right along to section 2, geometry vocabulary review. This is where we gather our tools and build that shared understanding so we can tackle the real problems together. The curriculum outlines 6 key terms for our toolkit today: translation, reflection, rotation, coordinate plane, origin, and transformation rule. Listen, these aren't just random words to memorize for a test. They are exact action commands that let you precisely explain how a shape moves. Let's quickly lock in those first 3. First up, we've got translation. Simply put, it's just sliding a figure to a new position. No turning, no flipping, just a clean, precise slide. Up, down, left, or right, while keeping the shape facing the exact same direction. Next is reflection. Think of this as flipping a figure to create a perfect mirror image across a specific line on the coordinate plane. If you flip a shape right over the y-axis, it looks back at itself, perfectly reversed. And our third key action is rotation. This is all about turning a figure around a center point, usually the origin. Just picture the hands on a clock turning around that center dial. A rotation spins the shape a specific number of degrees without changing its size. So slide, flip, turn. Translation, reflection, rotation. Boom, you've got your vocabulary primed and ready for action.
Let's jump into section 3, transformation practice set. Time to test your knowledge and put those tools to work. Here's the first challenge from the text. What's the rule for rotating a point 90 degrees counterclockwise? The lesson pushes students to actually visualize a point sitting there in the first quadrant and then mentally turn it backward against the ticking of a clock to master the algebraic rule. Question 2 steps it up a notch. Perform a translation and a reflection on point D at 4, 3. Visualize point D right there on your mental graph paper, give it a slide, and then a flip. You're executing a precise 2-part command. Let's move to and see how this builds. Question 3 asks you to play detective and work backwards to identify the transformations. We start at 3, -1. Then, bam, the point shifts to -3, -1. Then it moves again to -3, +1. Breaking this down tells a very clear story of movement. Let's look at that step by step so we don't get lost. Step 1. The point moves from an x value of 3 to an x value of -3, while the y value stays stuck at -1. What kind of precise movement causes the x value to become its opposite? Then, step 2, the x value stays at -3, but the y value jumps from -1 to +1. Tracking these changing coordinates step by step ensures you always know where you are. You're just solving a geometric mystery, one clue at a time. Keep that momentum going. Question 4. Triangle A has points at 0, 0, 1, 2, and 2, 1. We need to rotate the entire triangle 180 degrees. What are the new points? We aren't just moving a single dot anymore. We're taking a whole shape and giving it a massive half-circle spin. Applying your algebraic rules to every single point keeps the triangle's shape perfectly intact. And here is our final and, honestly, perhaps most crucial conceptual question for this practice set. Question 5. A shape is reflected, then translated. Why does order matter? Think about this deeply for a second. If I asked you to slide a shape and then flip it, would it end up in the exact same spot as if you flipped it first and then slid it? Your ability to explain and justify reasoning here proves a true understanding of the mechanics. Now, what's really interesting about this is the secret to mastering combined transformations. always use your algebraic rules and absolutely positively double-check your order. Because just like we talked about, the sequence of actions completely dictates your final outcome. If the order is off, the shape ends up somewhere it doesn't belong. Which brings us to Section 4, Geometry, Grace, and Morality. This is where we bridge the gap and slow things down a bit. And this brilliantly illustrates the core lesson of the curriculum. It makes a really thoughtful comparison. A geometry transformation changes a figure's position without actually changing what the figure is. A triangle is still a triangle, right? The lesson parallels this with spiritual transformation, teaching that God transforms a person's heart to a better position while keeping their identity rooted in Him. The takeaway they're driving at is that clean, precise moves on a graph should mirror moving through life with genuine kindness and fairness. The curriculum grounds this whole concept in Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7, which promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their focus spiritual. It draws a direct line here. Just as applying the right rules in geometry gives you the correct, expected answer on a graph, maintaining a focus on moral truths is meant to bring profound peace to your life. So the crucial point is summarized perfectly by the heroesmartacademy Godly Learners series philosophy. Education without morality will hurt. The curriculum asks students a really poignant question. What is the point of knowing every algebraic rule and vocabulary term if you use that education to make choices that hurt others? It's a fascinating way to blend math with deep character building. So I'll leave you with this. How will you use your own precision and skills to positively impact the world today? Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.